Tucson area and other areas that couldn't attend, I'd like to read their names. They're my parents and my brother. Some members of the Watkins family are here and others in spirit. Stacy Rolfe, Cindy Martorano, Jim and Marianne Gilbert, Dave Gronsky, Rick McIntyre, Chris Johnson, David Slavin from Tucson, Liz and Carol from Tucson, Doug Laux from Denver, Sharon Pacone from Flagstaff, Ken Barnhart from Ohio, Theodora Gobel from Texas, Jill Spalding, and all of the members of the Moody Blues Attitude Board.
Wow.
And Vern's brother Robert asked me to read a statement from him. A letter from the second of 4 BEINE brothers. I'm Robert. I'm a letter writer, not just email correspondence, but hard copy, handwritten letters. Vernon ended one of his letters a while back with the following. I don't have internet at home right now, but I check my email once in a while on free Wi-Fi at a coffee shop down the road. So I began writing more and emailing less. Vernon's emails always had one subject that would pop up somewhere in the note. He always included something regarding his alter ego of being a Moody Blues fan photographer. I always felt a little responsible for his lifetime obsession with that band. Actually, it's my older brother David's fault for hooking me on this band and then passing it on to Vernon. David had the early albums that I made use of frequently as I was studying TV production in technical school. I made music videos using songs with Watching and Waiting, In the Beginning, Candle of Life as either the main subject or background soundtracks. Remember, this is 10 plus years before MTV was ever heard of. It's so nice to see all those early songs with various pictorial montages on the internet these days. But I digress. In the late 60s, I became a full-fledged fan. I, of course, attended the 2 Moody Blues concerts that occurred in Milwaukee over the next few years. Back when they were an opening act, Stevie Ray Vaughan was one, James Gang the other. Prescott Vern probably has it somewhere in his archives, his first concert. We attended the Chicago Stadium concert in November 1978. I was 28 years old, he would have been 19. This may have been his first concert. After that, who's counting? I have seen them 16 times since 1970. Do I even want to guess how many times Prescott Vern attended? With all of his photo expertise available on various websites, and by the way, you should have received a handout with those links. Who knows how many people have been awed by his photos? A quick story. A few years back, Vernon was in Texas area visiting some relatives. He reads an ad in the local paper for a Moody Blues concert in the area, so he delays his departure because, as he put it, quote, so of course I had to go, unquote. Besides his love of the Moody Blues and his deep love and appreciation of the outdoors, there was never a time over all these years that he didn't remind me of how so richly blessed he was by having so many friends from his Moody Blues community. I personally want to thank each and every one of you who counted Prescott Vern as a friend. In the last days of his life, I talked to him a lot about what 65 years on this planet has taught me. I asked him if I could share some hopeful Bible passages with him. He said yes. I shared. Then my last words were, tomorrow morning, feel our Lord on your shoulder and he will be there for whatever the outcome. Don't be scared, he will be there. Vernon acknowledged his Lord on his shoulder. Prescott Vern is suffering no more, at peace with his Lord. Now Mary will read a couple of statements.
First one is from Sharon Pacone. For my dear friends and Vern's brother David. To those of us who knew Vern, he was a good friend, a kind, caring person, and always had a joke to tell to make you laugh. Vern was a free spirit. He loved to travel and explore. Vern had a deep passion for traveling, and he had an even deeper passion for his other 2 loves, music and photography. He loved to take pictures of sunsets in exotic places like the Grand Canyon. But the pictures he will be best remembered for were his legendary Moody Blues photos. It was there that I believe he got the most enjoyment out of life, combining his 2 greatest loves, music and photography. He loved to take live concert photos and post them on the internet for other fans to enjoy. He had a knack for getting a special gesture or look or smile in emotion. He would catch the moment. At a Moody Blues concert, his face would light up like a kid at Disneyland. He was really in his element. I think his pictures were the best, and I'm not saying that because I'm biased. Vern, you are a very dear and loyal friend to all our band of Moody Blues brothers. I do feel grateful to have known you all these years. Our little family has lost one of its own. Vern, you will be greatly missed, leaving a hole where our hearts are. We all love and miss you dearly, Vern. You are a true brother and a very dear friend. And we look forward to seeing you one day when we all travel down Eternity Road to the other side of life. This is another letter from Rick McIntyre. Vern was my friend. Like many of you, I feel both honored and privileged to know Vern. I feel the pain of his abrupt and early departure, and would like to think his departure is because heaven needed another angel quickly. I can imagine him at work now, doing what angels do, and probably too busy to come by and see us as often as we'd like. Vern was a nice guy. He didn't have a mean bone in his body. I never heard him say a derogatory thing about anyone. He was happy to take life as it came, never complaining too much about things that weren't to his liking. What better choice could there be for an angel? And as busy as he is in his role as heaven's newest angel, I imagine that he will stop by whenever he can to say hi and let us know that he's thinking of us. Perhaps we will see his message in the next exceptional flower on our favorite path, or an object that reminds us of him, or even the fluffy cloud with a little extra rain for the plants below. So I look forward to his future visits and the next chance to say